Welcome to the 2015 Rally America National Championship, combining some of the world's best drivers on some of the toughest stage roads in North America. Through 8 rounds of racing spanning coast to coast across the United States, through mud, snow, dust, and forest, one radio show is there covering all the action. This is Rally America Radio. Welcome back to Rally America Radio. We're here day number 2 at round 3 of the Rally America National Championship, the Oregon Trail Rally out here in Dufur, Oregon, and just getting done with the first 2 stages of the day. Cars entering the service park now. One of 3 service parks. Got 8 stages on tap. Run 2 stages. We're going to turn around, have a quick service, and teams are going to go back out and tackle the same 2 stages yet again. They'll come back out, and then they're going to have some different stages this afternoon that they're set to tackle. But we're going to catch up with some of the drivers here and see how these first 2 stages went today and how the conditions are out there. Absolute beautiful weather at this point. Nice and sunny. A little chilly, a slight breeze, but should make for some epic rally conditions. It looks like a lot of the wetness that we had earlier on the tarmac and on the gravel have cleared up. So I think over the course of the day, things definitely going to dry out as long as weather holds. See some clouds off in the distance. They haven't come in yet, so definitely boding well for the drivers, and just absolute beautiful weather, beautiful conditions here for day number 2 of the Oregon Trail Rally out here in Dufur. Do want to apologize. I know some of these audio clips and interviews you guys are getting, they come and go, and we're out here in absolute dead zone as far as internet goes and any kind of data connectivity. We're literally having to drive out of town and away from things about 15-20 miles to get any kind of internet service. So we're getting you updates and results as quick as we can, as well as social media. But just know the logistics behind today are definitely interesting. But we're going to skip through the service park here, see which drivers we can catch up with, and find out the storylines. All right, catching up with some of the leaders as they come in. Take us through the first 2 stages, David. How'd everything go?
Well, it went okay. I did a little mistake, I guess, in my setup because the car was really loose from the rear end, and in those fast stages it was like not really comfortable. So we lost a lot of time, and then the new gearbox, the first gear is like very, very long. That we can get out of the chicane. It's like it's painful to watch, I guess. It's so there's nothing we can do with that. It's we have a long gear ratio, and it's way too long.
Definitely some changes to be made before the next rally.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what's going to be the next rally, so. Let's finish this one first.
Well, I know. Yesterday, had the quick fire. You said you shut it off, turned it back on. The fire went away. No problem since then.
No, it's actually we have a new skid plate on the car in carbon fiber, and it was against the headers and just got in fire. It was just the skid plate in fire. Nothing bad.
How were the conditions of the roads out there though? Roads well.
Yeah, the condition is good. It's just very slippery because a lot of loose gravel, but I guess now we're going to go for a second pass. It should be way better.
All right. Well, good luck out there, and thanks for catching up with us.
Thank you.
All right. Now we're catching up with Adam Yeoman as we come through the FY paddock area here. How were the first 2 stages out there?
Yeah, really good. It feels so good to be back on the gravel and pushing hard. I think we might have won the first 2, which is really good for us, great for the team. So I think we maybe took 14 seconds out of Higgins' lead on us. Which is awesome. So yeah, everything's going good for the team. David's, I think, is having a good run too, so it's all good.
Yeah, definitely. Car feeling well out there and handling great. I know that was kind of one of the things. Going into this rally, you really wanted to push hard and have a good rally.
Yeah, for sure. And I think there's a little more time in it, so we're going to go out and push a little harder on the second loop. Now that the gravel's swept, we're actually catching some dust, which I was a little surprised at with the rain this morning, but it wasn't too bad. I don't think we lost too much time in there. So yeah, nice swept line this time. We should be able to push a little harder.
All right, well, sounds good, and looking forward to seeing how you do next couple of stages.
Cool, thank you.
All right, we are here coming through the service park, catching up with David Higgins, just finishing up the first 2 stages of the day. Kind of take us through the first 2 stages, David.
Yeah, not really great first stage, the real short one. We went to do the launch, and it didn't launch and stall, so we lost some time there. Then the second stage was a long sort of regroup, and they were hold up and we're on the start line and went to pull off the stage again, and it stalled again, so we lost some time. But we got a small issue somewhere. We're down on down on power and on throttle response. So on these stages when it's super long straights, I know we've got a smaller restrictor in than everybody else for this rally, and I think it's just really sort of hurting us quite hard. Like areas where last year we were in the 125, 130 mile an hour, we're now struggling to get like 107, 108. So it's not technical enough to make the new chassis really help us out, and so the regulation with the restrictor for us is quite harmful at the moment. But hopefully second pass now we'll see what we can do. But obviously the concern is knowing there's another issue that's causing it to sort of misfire a little bit that we're trying to get to the bottom of now.
Well, and looking at the next two stages, obviously repeats of the ones you just ran. How were conditions of the stages?
Yeah, very, very loose stone and very, very slippy just because of the loose. Like the rain hasn't affected them at all. So hopefully, obviously, second time through, there'll be a bit more of a line for us to follow as well. Because also when you're in that loose, gravelly stone, that's quite power slapping as well. So I'm hoping that it'll be a little bit better now and try and see if we can, not stall, get off the line and not give too much time away, because obviously when we get to tomorrow it's more technical again. So obviously the chassis improvements we've got will be more of an advantage than what it is to have the disadvantage of the smaller turbo for restrictor for this rally.
All right. Well, thanks for catching up with us, and we'll see you after the next couple stages.
Cool, thank you.
All right, catching up with Nick Roberts. We bounced through here, and as we speak, tires being swapped. Give us a lowdown, buddy.
This morning we went out on the K8s. They're just a little bit softer compound because it was cooler. The sun came out here, warmed things up, and so we've just decided to switch to the harder compound. I think everybody else is running the harder compound, so just to, if everybody else is doing it, we'll give that a try.
Yeah. So the story is that it's been pretty loose out there, and it looks like things are drying out quick, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty dry out there. I mean, we didn't expect that it would be that wet. I was surprised at how dry it was, but no, I mean, the stage is beautiful. We're just out there going flat out, and I just got to commit to the notes a little bit more.
So, talking about that, we're, some of these stages, obviously, one's a stick in the back of your mind, halfway through there, and, then you got two more, I know, one of them you're just looking to get through, and then you start racing this afternoon, right?
Oh, that's just it. We're going through a big boy here this morning. It was like you see spot one, you see spot two, and you're happy you made it through it, and you're happy you finished the stage, and then, now this after this round here, we got to go back out and do that same stage again. So it'll be nice to get it behind me and, start pushing.
Get the monkey off your back, right?
That's right.
All right. So, looking at this afternoon stages, anything in particular you're looking out for?
This part of the event is just so much about driving flat out and driving to the notes. I mean, you just really got to commit to everything, and it's a little bit more my weakness. I'm good in the real tight technical driver stages of tomorrow. Today out here where it's just flat out, I got to work on that, and I just got to work on driving to the notes. So I think as we go back out, I'm just going to have to, commit a little bit harder.
For sure. Well, and I know, bringing that up, you've had some troubles at this rally. I guess, day number 3, technically, I mean, there are going to be a lot of new stages to you, right?
Well, back in 2013, they actually reversed the days. So the Hood River stages that we're doing tomorrow, we actually did today as part of the second day of the event. So I've actually been out there. I finished that day before 2 years ago, and I love those stages. They're absolutely incredible. So I'm really looking forward to getting back out there. So I just got to get through today.
Yeah, those stages seem like they cater a little more to your driving style.
Yeah, I really like the tight technical, just, a lot going on, a lot, where you got to be really precise. And I am able to put a little more time on our competitors in those stages, it seems. And the flat out stuff's just a little bit more challenging for me.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Nick, and good luck, buddy.
All right. Thanks, Jim.
All right, making our way through the service park here. Next up on the list, we got James Robinson in the 2015 Fit. Take us through those stages. I know a lot of guys saying it's a little bit dustier than they expected.
Yeah, it's actually incredibly dusty. There's not a drop of water on the course except for just the one water crossing. It's very, very dusty and dry. We were surprised. It was a lot quicker than we were expecting this car to be able to go. So actually, we're pretty pleased with the way it's running.
Well, and, things obviously are probably going to get a bit quicker now that you've seen those two stages, get to rerun them, right?
Yeah, actually, it's great. Now we're able to adjust the notes a little bit more, and I think we'll be able to push a bit harder. So, yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Yeah. So this car, got a lot of wide open stuff today. Tomorrow it gets a little more technical. What is, catered better towards this car?
The tight technical stuff definitely is the forte of this type of a car. Honestly, we're going to try and hold position as best we can through today. We're probably going to lose some time, but we'll try and claw it all back tomorrow on the tight stuff.
All right. Well, good luck out there, and thanks for catching up with us.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right, so we cruised through this service park here. Looks like Lachlan O'Sullivan having a few problems with his car. Just barely got the thing running. They're bailing out, trying to catch up with him for an interview, and he just shook his head, says, "Don't have time." And I guess they missed their their out time, and they're busting their way to get there as we speak. So obviously, possibly some time penalties coming their way, but definitely another storyline to keep tabs on as we make our way through the service park. All right, catching up with Troy Miller here in Service Park. How'd everything go?
Great, no issues. Everything was smooth. Ollie was great with the notes. It was great.
So, get to rerun the first two stages here again, and, car on point. Any changes you're making for the second run through?
No, everything's staying the same, even the tires. We're just leaving it as is. Everything was so good. Looking forward to it.
Conditions solid out there?
Yeah, good conditions. The roads are smooth. No major issues or anything.
All right, well, great catching up with you. I know you guys are fighting time here, so we'll let you get running.
All right, thanks a lot.
All right, a lot of guys having to head on out. This is a short service park here at Dufur after the first two stages. Notables Chris Duplessis, just tried to catch up with him, and he was on his way out. But the front of that car, the front of that BRZ, literally torn off. Lots of damage there. So we're going to have to catch up with him later on. Hopefully at this the next service park here in Dufur that's a little bit longer and see what happened there. But a lot of damage to Duplessis. Here in a few minutes, we're going to get to some times through the first two stages, but I got to tell you, first two stages of day number 2, and I got to tell you, interesting storylines. David Higgins, his troubles, Adam Yeoman nipping at him, took those the first two stages of the day. So Adam Yeoman through the first two of today, I think he's only 20 seconds back of Higgins, and that's strictly because of yesterday, those 4 stages. So Yeoman very excited to Higgins camp. Definitely some concern there, but. If anybody can battle back, it's definitely David Higgins, and he's still got a 20-second lead. But it sounds like they have a few problems with that car they're working through over the course of the day, and sounds like the goal of today is just limit the damage so they can really work on that car tonight. But having a few issues, and let's not forget that that really is a brand new car, that 2015 Subaru WRX STI. The guys debuting at Snowdrift, obviously, but this is the first proper gravel rally they've had it on. Obviously done a lot of testing, but one of the interesting storylines, one thing about rally, you never know what can happen, and anything that can happen generally will happen. So lots of interesting stories as we make our way through here. A lot of the teams, like I said, already heading on out, so it's been tough to grab drivers as this was a very short service. Second service of the day here after they run the same 2 stages over again, going to be a little bit longer.
Now we're smiling.
All right, we're catching up with Steve LaRosa. Big smiles. I got to tell you, on your knees, adjusting tire pressures. I like it. Not scared to get dirty, right?
No, you got to do it desert racing, so why not do it here? I feel guilty if I'm not doing something, kind of.
But, tell us about the first 2 stages, because obviously you've got a big smile on your face, so you got to be enjoying this ST.
Oh, yeah. It ran really well. We finally got to open it up and find out what the top end was out on stage 6, and it runs great. Brakes great. Everything went really, really well. We made up time on a couple of guys, and we'll just keep plugging away, trying to move up the ladder.
Yeah. So rerunning the same 2 stages here that you just ran in a few minutes, any change you're making to the car?
A little tire pressure, and that's going to be about it. Other than that, not much. A little bit more brake bias, but everything else is good. Yeah.
Well, and talk about the conditions, because I know by rally standards, it was getting a bit dusty, and I think it surprised everybody with the rain we had this morning, but looks like things going to dry out over the course of the day. Is that going to affect game plan at all?
No, I got to tell you, at stage 6, I kind of got a little excited when we started catching dust. I'm like, okay, good. This is where we can go. But no, it's not going to affect us. I mean, we're used to the dust, so it's no big deal. It's going to be a little slicker. Maybe not as tacky in some spots, but we'll adjust.
All right. Well, thanks for catching up with us, Steve. Good luck out there.
Thanks, Jim. Appreciate it.
All right. We are winding things down here at the first service park, Rally America, round number 3, the Oregon Trail Rally, day number 2. We're out here in Dufur, Oregon, and right now current running order for your open class is David Higgins out front, Adam Yeoman nipping at his heels about 20 seconds back, and then we've got David Sterks in third. But big story of the day, Subaru with their problems. Looks like Yeoman took the last two stages or the first two stages of the day. Higgins still hanging on. Looks like they're trying to change things up in the Subaru camp. Obvious problems they are aware of with that 2015 WRX STI. And they're hard at work and hoping to get some time back and widen that margin between them and Yeoman. Meanwhile, Yeoman trying to capitalize on the problems by Subaru and trying to make up as much time as possible with their struggles. So interesting storyline heading into these next two stages. David Sterks' car obviously pushing as well. I think both Yeoman and Sterks in the first stage of the day got Higgins, and then in the second stage it was Yeoman over Higgins, and then Sterks in third. Looking farther down the list, looks like Troy Miller has passed Chris Duplessis for that two-wheel drive lead. It looks like Chris having problems. Ended up, I guess, the water crossing in one of the stages earlier today ripped the front of that BRZ off. I know we talked about the BRZ earlier on in the day, and looks like having some problems when he crossed that water crossing. Ripped the front off. I guess they literally had to get out of the car, pull the bumper off in order to continue on. So losing a lot of time there. The Duplessis entry, but he is definitely one to battle back, especially today that BRZ is matched for these stages quite well with that 150-some mile-an-hour top speed that he claims. So if anybody can make up that margin today, it is definitely Chris. Looking at a few of the other entries in the day, obviously Nick Roberts' camp, they're continuing to just push on, and definitely an emotional event for Nick Roberts with his struggles the past 2 years. Here at Oregon Trail Rally. So lots of great storylines. Things are just getting started here. Day number 2 of the Oregon Trail Rally here in Dufur. And, man, it's going to be an exciting day of racing. And we've got to complete another day tomorrow yet on tap. This is Jim Beaver. This is Rally America Radio. And we'll be back at you from that second service park of the day here in Dufur with even more storylines and an update on times and your leaders. Thanks for listening to Rally America Radio. Thanks to Subaru and the 2015 Subaru WRX STI for sponsoring this segment. Don't forget, follow Rally America on social media as well as iRally, and download that iRally app today. Those are the two places you can get the most information on Rally America as we are live here over the next couple of days at the Oregon Trail Rally, round 3 of the Rally America National Championship.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268-horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305-horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.